Alright, Bungie, I gotta hand it to you. The Outbreak Perfected quest is, well, just damn near perfected. No, in all honesty, aside from maybe one tiny flaw, the quest line is exactly what players have been looking for. It's sort of how the YouTube auditor is always looking for the perfect dildo to go fuck himself. No, in all honesty. When the patch rolled out on Tuesday and you kind of fixed some of the other things and they wanted to update some of the broken parts of the game, players found out that there were a whole bunch of catalysts for different guns for the Year 2 weapons. And one of those catalysts that came along was for Outbreak Perfected. Now, of course, it didn't exist before Tuesday, but when people saw that there was a catalyst for it, I was like, oh, either it's coming or it's already in the game. Sure enough, people found out the quest for it. They found out there's a quest within a quest for the gun. There's extra perks with it. This is a fantastic move by Bungie. So apparently, we're also going to be getting those future catalysts, which is also a good thing. So overall, Bungie came through on Tuesday with a number of surprises that really had players playing this week again with Destiny. Now, once people found the quest, I mean, it pretty much started a conga line of players racing to get the weapon. Top to bottom, though, everything was done right when it comes to the quest. You know, if you look at the criticism that Bungie has taken for parts of their game, this quest pretty much takes all of that critique and addresses it just by what they rolled out this week. Everything from the use of the farm to the RNG and the exotic quest line, time gating shit, all of it addressed. Then on top of that, Outbreak Perfected is pretty goddamn good. Now, I'm going to see how many times I actually say Outbreak Perfected as opposed to Outbreak Prime. I'll guarantee you, at least 5 times this video, I'm going to say Outbreak Prime without even realizing it because that was the name of it in the original game. But the gun is fucking good. It is damn near good until they eventually nerf the shit, because we all know when a gun is pretty goddamn good, you know Bungie's gonna find a way to take your fucking fun out of that motherfucker. They did it with the Whisper, did it with the Sleeper, the Wardcliff, Luna's Howl, Nova Warp. Instead of a small tweak, they tend to nerf shit to oblivion, but that's another video for another day. In any event, this is not about how they fuck over content. This is how they made an awesome, quick little mission. The quest is almost identical to the Whisper mission last year, when they pretty much surprised the community with a random exotic and a challenging mission. And it happened to be one of the best guns in the game. However, the biggest complaint about the Whisper was the reliance on RNG for the mission to show up on IO. Since it was tied to a public event in a certain area, that public event either occurred or the other public event occurred. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that there was this one streak where it was from Saturday to Sunday. It was 23 straight hours of the other public event. The one that people needed, the Blights, would not show up on IO. It was an RNG fuckfest last year when people tried to do their Whisper mission. Now, I was lucky enough. I caught it, ran through it, beat it on normal. I think I beat it with 2 characters on normal at that point, beat it on heroic, got the first parts of the ship. So I was lucky enough to not get fucked over by that. But there were plenty of other people that literally sat in IO for hours and hours waiting for the Blight public event to show up. This time around, there is no RNG to get this mission. It is available right away on Titan. The only prerequisite that I think is part of this is that you had to have at least started the Rat King quest, the enemy of my enemy step, whatever the fuck that shit was. As long as you completed that, you don't even need to have the Rat King. As long as you completed that mission on the quest, you're able to go straight to the section where you can start this quest. You don't even need to be part of the heroic adventure that some people thought that it was tied to. On Tuesday, a heroic adventure launched, and that was when people noticed that this part of the mission popped up. No, don't even need to do it. You could just go explore there, get there right away, and you can actually get started on this quest. The mission itself ties to that fallen captain from the enemy of my enemy adventure that was part of the Rat King quest. You had that Captain Mithrax, whatever the fuck his name is. At the end of the mission, you had the choice whether you wanted to slay the Hive or slay the Captain. Me, I went in there, I fucked everything up. I think on one character I left them alive, but essentially I went in there and I fucked those people up. But if you didn't fuck his ass up, Mithrax returns as part of this particular mission. It's a whole piece where he brings you down to the area where you need to go to get the gun. It's a nice callback. It shows that they didn't at least forget about that particular character. A number of people thought that maybe it would lead to a new DLC. Maybe it was a hint of a Fallen Alliance or whatever the case is. We don't know if there's going to be any more to the story other than what we've seen so far, but at the very least, they brought back a portion that was in the original Destiny game, the original launch of the game, and shows that they did have some form of remembrance for that particular character. Now, another complaint that people have stated over the years has been the use of the farm. And now, don't get me wrong, this doesn't absolve them of all the problems that they had with the farm, but essentially the farm is fucking useless. They created this public space that was essentially going to replace the tower, but it never really did. All they did was build another tower, and now everybody goes to that other tower. There is no reason to go to the farm. Every now and then, they would give a quest, an event, or something like that that allowed you to go to the farm for one time, but that was really it. Again, this follows that particular notion, but at least it got people going to the farm again. You're able to go to the farm, get into the basement that was previously locked, and find the character that allows you to start this mission. Again, it's a good use of the farm. They didn't need to use the farm, but at least had people going to the farm for the first time in a very long time. The mission itself is fantastic. It's a difficult mission. It has very high level enemies, 690 on normal, 700 on heroic. It's got jumping puzzles. Is it a pain in the ass to do? Absolutely. Is it impossible? No. You can get through this. You can get through this fairly quickly as long as you know how to jump, as long as you know how to platform, as long as you're good at killing shit. Personally, I'm not that fantastic at platforming. I will get my shit together. And obviously, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. But essentially, it certainly is a challenging mission, but a capably challenging mission where people are able to beat it towards the end. In addition to getting the gun itself, there's also a quest line for the ship. Now, a lot of people think this is going to be the Nano Phoenix from Destiny 1, and chances are this is what it's going to be. The Nano Phoenix was the ship that was a very, very rare drop from the Wrath of the Machine raid, where once you got the Outbreak Prime, you're able to get the ship or whatever the hell it was. I don't even remember if I have it or not. Whatever. Most likely, it's going to be the Nano Phoenix again. Similar to the Whisper mission, you were able to do some additional steps, sort of a quest within a quest, if you will. It went off the beaten path, where you had to shoot those oracles, whatever the hell, and they came out in the sound of the vault of glass. And then once you did that 3 weeks in a row, you got the Taken King ship, or whatever the hell it was. It was the one from the Taken King raid, but maybe they made it like all Taken now. So it's like a Taken King ship, whatever the hell. It was a nice reward. Now it seems like we're going to probably get the Nano Phoenix again, and allows us to go back into the mission again after we beat Heroic to do it all over again. So once again, this is another pretty good thing that they put a quest within the quest. Now, the only tiny little critique that I do have is sort of this reliance on old Destiny 1 exotics. Now, the game doesn't have more Destiny 1 exotics than Destiny 2 exotics. Most of the exotics in the game are brand new to Destiny 2. They do bring back some old ones from Destiny 1. However, obviously the big criticism is, well, I just went back to the tower. Why couldn't I go back to the fucking vault and pick up all the shit that I lost? Why can't I get my Galahorn? Why can't I get my Truth? Why can't I get my Red Death? Or my No Land Beyond, so I can pick that shit up and throw it at fucking enemies, because I can't fucking snipe with that goddamn thing. Essentially, Destiny has brought back a lot of Destiny 1 exotics. I'm not a particular fan of losing my shit only to re-get it back again in the sequel. You just don't like that. I would have liked to have seen a brand new gun. However, they did bring back one of the most requested guns that players have wanted. Outbreak Prime in Destiny 1 was an absolutely fantastic exotic quest. The fact that you needed an entire community to figure out the puzzle, where to stand. They had that large schematic that showed exactly what that room looked like. It was a fantastic puzzle and one of the favorite pieces of Rise of Iron when that released. So yes, bringing back a favorite Destiny 1 weapon is always a good idea. Eventually, I'm going to get my Galahorn. But it still shows this sort of a reliance on nostalgia from Destiny 1 to carry over to Destiny 2. I don't mind it. I just think that the last time they did it was with the Whisper. They've had the Last Word come back. They've had the Thorn come back. So clearly they have a reliance on some of the Destiny 1 weapons in order to make up for some of the lack of things that they have in Destiny 2. You could even throw the Thunderlord into that when they roll that out for Halloween. Arbalest was brand new. We haven't seen anything like that. But essentially, it does show that they do need a little bit more variety with their Destiny 2 exotics, as opposed to just relying on Destiny 1 exotics. But overall, that's a very, very minor point compared to the other things that they did right with this particular quest and mission. I enjoy my Outbreak Perfected. I'm sure others are going to enjoy it. Once I get the full catalyst and I unload on motherfuckers, absolutely. This was a great choice. I'm glad they did it, and I had fun doing this mission. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit, and I'll see you guys in the next video.